So let's look at this question. Pintu takes 6 days more than Nishu to complete certain work. If they work together, they finish it in 4 days. How many days would it take to complete work if they work alone? So these are the work problems. Usually these are the kind of problems that students don't understand easily. Let me try if I if I if I can make sense of these problems to you. So okay, let's see. So for example, one thing that you can assume is that for example, this is the work that has to be done. This is a W work which has to be done. Now, one thing that you need to understand is that any work, maybe cleaning your room. So let us assume that you can clean your room in 2 hours. Yeah. So you can. So W would be cleaning. W would be the work of cleaning your room. So independently, when you are working, you can complete this work in 2 hours. And now let us assume that you have a younger sister who helps you clean the room. Yeah. So you can do it in 2 hours. But the younger sister, if she is working alone, she takes 3 hours. She takes 3 hours. Okay. Now I'll repeat what is happening. There is a room that has to be cleaned. So cleaning the room is a work denoted by W. If you are only cleaning the room, it will take 2 hours. If you work with your younger sister, she helps you, and in the first case, let's imagine that she is working alone. You tell your sister that uh, you tell your sister that she independently has to clean the room. So she will clean the room in 3 hours. Okay. Now, common sense says if both of you are working together, your sister is working and you are also working. This is complete common sense, so we are not using maths in it. If you think about it, the time it will take would be less than 3 hours and 2 hours. I hope this is making sense. So, because both of you are working together, so now it will take less than 3 and 2 hours to finish the work, which is cleaning the room. Now, there's another thing that I need to discuss with you, that if you are working alone, then in 2 hours you complete the work. But in 1 hour, how much work you would have completed? Of course, you would have completed W by 2 work. Again, common sense, not much of maths is required. Similarly, when we take the example of your younger sister, when she is working independently, she completes the work in 3 hours. In 1 hour, she would have finished W by 3 of the work. She would have finished 1/3 of the work. I hope it is making sense. And if I ask you that now both of you are working together in 1 hour, how much work can you complete? See, in 1 hour, you will complete W by 2 work. Your sister will complete W by 3 work. So let's add this together. Half plus 3. So LCM is 6. So this will be 3 plus 2. This will be W 5 by 6. So in 1 hour, if both of you are working together, you will complete 5 by 6th of the work. In 1 hour, you will complete 5 by 6th of the work. Now, let me ask you that how, if both of you are working together, you have to complete the work. How long will it take? Yeah. So you can say that both of you will take 5 to complete 5/6 of the work. You take 1 hour. Now, if you have to complete whole of the work, that is, uh, in a way I can write one work, you will take 6 by 5 hour. That will be, so we can leave it here only. So see, what I'm trying to tell you in the previous discussion till now is that this is how you have to approach these work problems. One critical thing that you need to understand, for example, in our case, the critical thing that you need to understand is this part. This is very important part that you need to understand. That if a work W can be completed in 2 hours, in 1 hour W by 2 work would be done, half the work would be done. And if there is someone who can complete whole of the uh, if in whole of the work someone can complete in 3 hours, in 1 hour that person will complete only W by 3 of the work. So this relation has to be understood, because vice versa, another thing that you will, once you have understood this, you will understand. So if these two people are working together in 1 hour, they'll be able to complete. This person would have completed half the work. This person would have completed 1/3 of the work. So in 1 hour, if working together, they would have completed 5/6 of the work. So once you understand this relationship, you also understand that then you can, the inverse also, you can understand that if 5/6 of the work can be completed in 1 hour, so to complete the full work, you require 6 by 5 hours. I hope it is making sense. Usually these things are a bit difficult to understand. You might have to look at whole of this discussion again, and then you can try to do the question on your own. So let's try to understand this question again. After this discussion, let's try to understand this question again. So in this case, Pintu takes 6 days more than those of Nishu to complete certain work. So Pintu takes 6 days more than Nishu if they work together. So let's try to understand the first line. So I'll start with a simple thing that let us assume that Nishu takes 6 days to complete the work, because Pintu takes 6 days more. So Pintu will take x plus 6 days. X plus 6 days. Now, if you have understood my discussion, what you will understand is that in 1 day, Nishu would have completed, if Nishu completes the work W in X days, then in 1 day, Nishu would have completed W by X of the work, and Pintu would have completed in 1 day W upon X plus 6 of the work. And when they are working together in 1 day, both of them will complete W by X plus W upon X plus 6 of the work. This is the work they complete in 1 day. I'll explain it again because this is a bit difficult to understand, so let me take you through the question again. So Pintu takes 6 days more than those of Nishu to complete certain work. So let us say that Nishu takes X days to complete the work. So Nishu takes X days to complete the work. Now Pintu takes 6 days more. So Pintu will complete the work in X plus 6 days. Yeah. So in 1 day, Nishu will have completed W by X of the work. And in 1 day, this is when they are working alone. So Nishu working alone in 1 day will complete W by X of the work, and Pintu working alone in 1 day will complete W by X plus 6 of the total work. And now they start working together in 1 day, they'll be able to complete W upon X w upon x plus w upon x plus 6 of the work. This is the work. This is the work that they have completed in one day when they are working together. I hope you are able to understand this. Now let's go to the second line. If they work together, they finish it in 4 days. So now if they work together, they finish it in 4 days. So in one day, they have finished 4 by w by x plus w upon x plus 6 of the work. In 4 days, they would have finished 4 into w upon x plus w upon x plus 6 of the work. I'll put this in bracket. And this would have completed the work, and this would be equal to w. I hope you are able to understand. If you are not able to understand, you'll have to rewind. But finally, this is the equation which is formed, and this is the equation which will help us solve the question. I'll take you through the working again. I hope it helps. So let's look at the working again. So first we take the case of Nishu. So whole work she can complete in x days. So in one day she completes w by x of the work. I think this should be clear. Now Pintu completes whole of the work in x plus 6 days. He takes 6 days more. So in one day he is able to do w upon x plus 6 of the work. Now see, what you need to understand is that now when they are working together in one day, they will complete w by x plus w upon x plus 6 of the work. This is in one day. But they have completed the work in 4 days. So in 4 days, how much work they would have completed? This whole multiplied by 4. And in 4 days they complete the work. So this would be equal to w. I hope now it is making sense. So in one day, when both of them are working, they complete this amount of work. And in 4 days, they complete 4 multiplied by 4 w upon x plus w upon x plus 6. And this is equal to the complete work. So the equation would be this 4 w upon x plus w upon x plus 6 would be equal to w, the whole work. And we take this w common. We take this w common from here when this is w. And this w and this w will cancel. So that is why I have written this as 4 multiplied by 1 upon x plus 1 upon x plus 6 is equal to 1. So see, this is a difficult question. I can understand many of you would be uncomfortable solving this because another problem is to solve these algebraic equations. Solving these equations is again a challenge, but let's try to understand how these kind of equations are solved. So I've solved it here. So when I take this equation, so x into x plus 6 is the LCM. So this is the LCM. So this is x plus 6, this is x is equal to 1. So 4 into 2x plus 6, and in the denominator, I'll add a step here so that you don't get confused. Let me write another step here. So this is 4 into 2x plus 6 upon x square plus 6x is equal to 1. So now I do cross multiplication. This is 1 upon 1. So this will be x square plus 6 into 1. So this is what I have written here. And this will be 4 into 2x plus 6 into 1. This is what I have written here. And then I have to open the bracket. This would be 8x plus 24 is equal to x square plus 6, and then this equation is formed. Now I have discussed this many times before. These kind of equations can be solved by splitting the middle term. So by splitting the middle term, you get these two answers, minus 4 and 6. See, you can't take x is equal to minus 4 because work can't be completed in negative days. So x is equal to 6. But what is our x? X is the time that Nishu takes. She takes 6 days to complete the full work. and Pintu takes 6 days more. So he would complete the work in 12 days. Now, if you want to check the answer, see, what you need to understand is that Nishu takes 6 days to complete the work. Pintu takes 12 days to complete the work. In one day, Nishu will complete 1/6 of the work. In one day, Pintu will complete 1/12 of the work. When they are working together, in one day, they will have completed 1 plus 6 plus 1 upon 12. This will be 2 plus 1 is 3. So this will be 1 upon 4. So in one day, they would have completed 1/4 of the work. So in 4 days, they will complete the full work. And that is what is given. That in 4 days, they complete whole of the work. This is what it is given. It is 4 days. So our answer is correct. That Nishu takes 6 days if she is working alone to complete the work, and Pintu takes 12 days if he is working alone to finish the work. And when both of them are working together, they take 4 days to complete the work. I'll strongly suggest to you to look at this lecture twice or thrice, because this is a bit confusing topic. But I hope this lecture helps. Okay, next, let's go to the next question. Question number 9. Make some space.